Hide all the insecurities.
Welcome. Hey, welcome to the Jimmy Curve.
Hello, everybody. About to get bumpy.
You guys keep derailing me.
I did, and I did it endearingly.
Will's got jokes.
Hey. Will is the Sarlacc pit.
I love beer.
I like that, too.
Pork broccoli. Snowflake.
Hail Baphomet.
Thank you guys for listening.
I learned a lot.
Keep up the good work.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Jimmy Curve podcast. I am your host, Jimmy Putnam. Joining me, as always, they're known as the dynamic duo, the pair with flair, the grand turismo. They are co-host Joshua Vossler.
Everybody.
And my sidekick, Will Doherty.
Sup, bitches? What?
Got a lot going on the show today. We will be talking to Joey Zimmerman, who will be calling in from Arizona. Everybody, thank you so much to the people who have left us feedback on iTunes. Specifically, by name, Rachel Rand, Zach Lindgren, Matt Van Epps, Tim Schoenfeld, and Will Doherty's subconscious mind, Kill Doherty, all went online and left us 5-star feedback on iTunes. I don't like asking for help, but it really is appreciated. So anybody who's listening to this, if you could take 30 seconds and just write a positive review of our show on iTunes and click 5 stars, it's going to help us get more listeners. It's going to help us build an audience, and it'll help us keep doing the show.
It'll help keep Jimmy Putnam alive longer.
It'll give me a reason to get out of bed in the morning. I really do like seeing that. There are 2 people who left us 5-star feedback under like mysterious code names that I didn't recognize. So maybe I know them, maybe I don't. Either way, thank you. It is super appreciated.
What were the code names? Let's figure this out.
You want me to find them right now?
Absolutely.
Oh, hey, in the meantime, joining us on the podcast this week, 2 extra special guests, 2 of my very best friends. They are Jack Comstock.
Hey!
You've been introduced better.
I had to have a sleepover with Jimmy to get on this podcast.
And also joining us on the show, another one of my very best friends, he is Dusty Stehl.
Hey!
Friend of the show, Dusty Stehl. Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I told you that I would do the podcast again. I was the first guest on the podcast, which super proud of that. Probably my number one
accomplishment in life.
But I told you that I didn't want Jack to be on the podcast a second time before I was on it a second time.
Correct.
And so I was like, well, if we just come on it together, that's fine, as long as you introduce me first, and you didn't do that. So now I'm technically, he's still the first person to be a guest on here twice.
Now, to be fair, I just went in order of the number on the board that your mics are plugged into. Jack is sitting at mic 4, you were sitting at mic 5. I did not plan that.
Because otherwise it gets really confusing.
I'm also playing footsie with Jimmy under the table. So
here's who
that mic 4 spot. That's where they
call it the hot spot for a reason. Here is who left us 5-star feedback. One of them was from Sleepless in Star City. Does anybody know what Star City is? Is that
Lincoln?
Is it Lincoln?
Star City Shores. Ever heard of it?
A reference to it being the capital city. It could be a reference to any capital city, but I think he's referring to
Sleepless
Lincoln.
in Star City.
That's Tom Hanks.
This review of our show says, "Do not underestimate this funny." Period. And it says, "These 3 gorillas have fantastic chemistry. Great segments, great guests. A showcase of the hidden gems of Nebraska comedy." It's very nice feedback.
How does he know you guys actually look like gorillas? That's the crazy thing.
I'm glad Josh's mom left a review.
And the other one that I didn't recognize is from Hey You Mortichew.
Will gets it.
So Hey, you Mortichu and Sleepless in Star City. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, here's what I know.
Shout-outs.
I don't necessarily get it, but I know that Hey You Pikachu was the name of a Nintendo 64 game in the Pokemon franchise in which you connected a small microphone to the expansion slot on the bottom of your N64 controller and got to yell at a Pokemon to try to get it to do things.
Shame on you, Will.
And I know
knowing that.
And I know that mort is a prefix that means dead. So, in my mind, it was a Nintendo 64 game where you were yelling at a dead Pokemon.
Boom, nailed it.
I just wanted to use a sound clip of Jack while Jack is here.
That's Jack's sound clip?
Yeah.
Boom, nailed it.
That's my voice.
No.
Boom, nailed it.
That's Jack.
No, I thought
can't
it was
tell. I have no idea what I actually sound like.
That is for sure, Jack.
I'm going to go back to listen to Jack's episode and my episode. Because I've heard you guys say that was Jack Comstock before.
You think that's you?
Yeah.
It's not.
I thought it was
nailed it.
I thought it was me the first time I heard it too.
This is the weirdest argument I've ever.
No, I was wrong.
Hold on.
I've been told my voice is very
Let's listen.
overweight.
Now let's listen to it very closely.
Boom, nailed it.
Yeah, that's Jack.
Boom, nailed it.
Have you ever said those words before?
Just right now.
And
apparently one other time.
I went through a phase where I said that all the time.
You know what? I am willing to be proven wrong. I'm positive it's Jack, but we'll look this up later.
You write that down, Dusty.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I apologize, but we're going to get back to you on this. I don't have a definitive answer right now. I would have bet anything that was Jack, but Dusty has entered a shred of doubt into my mind.
I like how Dusty was like, I'm going to listen to Jack's episode, and then I'm going to listen to mine, as if he hasn't already listened to his own episode at least 5 times.
I've listened to my own episode.
That's his alarm in the morning. He wakes up to his own episode starting up.
Wow, you almost have me convinced. Hold on.
Boom, nailed it.
No, it's Jack.
That's Jack. That's Jack.
Say it.
Dusty is incredulous.
Say boom, nailed it.
Boom, nailed it.
No.
That doesn't sound anything like
Sounds
it.
just like
it's
it in
way
my
more
head.
like boom, nailed it.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe it is Jack. It just does not sound like him to me. What we need is
God.
all the
I
listeners
was
to go back and
probably
listen
higher.
to every episode of the Jimmy Curve and figure out where it was. Free T-shirt to whoever finds it.
This is all a ploy to get the download numbers of the episode you are on, to ensure that it remains the highest downloaded episode.
If that's what happens, that's what happens, Jimmy.
Okay, guys. Intrigue and mystery on the Jimmy Curve podcast.
Well, it certainly wasn't that fine gentleman from Germany who had called in.
That gentleman got himself into the intro song. So, Sebastian
Schroeder.
Spader.
No.
I said that just to see if it would annoy Dusty.
And you knew that.
It infuriated him.
Because, the next week, you're like, oh, Sebastian Schneider or whatever. I'm like, that's not even a German name.
That's not the character.
He probably gave you 5 stars on iTunes.
He probably did. He might be Sleepless in Star City. Star City, in this case, Berlin.
Or he might be that other one, Mortichu. Hey, you
Mortichu. Could be.
Hey, Mortichu is almost just like my sex forum pen name, which is Hey, you more dick to chew. So that's what I write my fan fiction.
Now,
under.
what is
Slam dunk.
Boom, nailed it.
You guys came onto our podcast today. We were so happy to have you here, and you are here to plug the Missing Kitten Comedy Showcase, which is a monthly stand-up comedy show. It takes place on the second Tuesday of every month at the Pizza Shop Collective in Omaha, Nebraska. The next one is the 9th?
Tuesday, June 9th.
Tuesday, June 9th. And this is a bit of a special show. Tell us why.
This will be my last show as a co-host of The Missing Kitten.
And and
I
Jack,
thought I would be the only one to apply.
Jack and Dusty, you have co-hosted that show together for a year.
Well, we started it together. We had a couple other co-hosts at the beginning, but So the show's been going about 2.5 years now, almost 3 years.
You and I have been co-hosting it together for, this will be a year and a half. June will be the 18th one.
It is one of the, if not the best stand-up comedy showcase, outside of the Funny Bone in Nebraska. Certainly amongst like local comedy or alternative comedy. It's a really comfortable room. Comics always do really well there. Audiences have been great.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that compliment, and I will take it humbly.
Fuck yeah!
Missing Kitten.
Boom, nailed it.
All right, you can stop playing my drop. That's fine.
So, Jack, this is going to be your last show as co-host of the Missing Kitten Comedy Showcase because you are
Dying.
Exactly.
You are moving
Comedy
to New York
crushed
City.
my soul, finally.
Yeah,
They told me this would happen. I will be moving to New York City.
Exciting.
Yeah, gonna, give it all up.
What? Give it all up. Comfort,
lose his
virginity. Just gonna,
security, comfort. Give us your biggest fear and the thing that you are most excited about moving from Lincoln, Nebraska to New York City to pursue life as a stand-up comedian.
He's moving from Omaha. But...
I live in Lincoln. Everyone's in Lincoln.
Omaha is like double the amount of people of Lincoln, so it's like 400,000.
It's okay. I'm just going to go back through and edit that so it sounds like moving from Omaha to
now you don't have to.
Right. So your greatest fear and the thing you're most excited about.
The thing I'm most excited about is how much time you can go.
That's
do
comedian
an open
for
mic.
Open mic.
How many times you can go out every day and do an open mic, and just how many talented comics are out there that you can that are really supportive of each other, and it just seems like a really cool place to grow and get better as a comedian. What I'm most afraid of is that I'm really too irresponsible to live on my own in a city where most of my money will have to go towards rent. So I'm really nervous about being late to everything, because especially in Omaha, I'm late to everything because I am such a bad judge of distance. I'm like, oh, it's like 10 minutes to work, and every day it's 20 minutes to work, but I can't convince myself of that. I'm like, I just hit the lights wrong. It's only 10 minutes. Trust me, Jack. All right, other Jack, I got you. And I'm late.
Can I tell my favorite Jack irresponsible story?
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing. It's like, so you were going to Bonnaroo, and I don't remember when this happened, but you had bought a cot to sleep on because you're going to camp out for 3 days. And you had unfolded this cot onto your living room floor, and you rolled onto this little, it's just like a piece of canvas stretched between a couple of pipes. Like, it was not even really a cot. And you rolled onto it, laid back, folded your arms across your chest, looked up at the ceiling and said, I don't even think I need a bed in New York. I'll just sleep on this. And I was like, and you had said that like right after saying like, man, people are always telling me that New York's going to be tough. Why don't they have any confidence in me? and then you did the cot thing, and I was like, that's why. It's not that we don't have any confidence in you. It's that some of us are frankly a bit scared.
Yeah.
So
why are you saying that cot wasn't really a cot?
Well, like when I think of a cot, it was 2 inches off the ground. Like it was a.
That's a good.
I was trying to enhance my story with hyperbole.
I bought a bedroll for it, so there is a foam mat.
Yeah, there's a mattress
like
on it.
Like a yoga type mat.
At the time, it was just a piece of canvas that you were laying on.
I feel like Jimmy was just like, I could never sleep on that, so that's not a cot.
That was kind of my point. Yeah.
It for sure would not have held my weight. One, two, it looked horribly uncomfortable.
I feel like I see that guy, I see that Jack, and I'm like, he can do it, man. You know, like he can sleep on anything. If he just has
true.
a cement block, he'll sleep like a vampire. Like that's what he'll do.
Or like an inmate, just on a stone bench. Well, yeah, that's right. That should have been a sign that we should have more confidence in you.
You know, I can live like a cockroach. I don't need to be comfortable. I have the body of a 17-year-old, and I'm finally gonna take advantage of it. You know,
Jack is moving to New York to be homeless. You guys.
Dusty, you and I have talked about this a lot because you specifically more than me, have seen how touring comedians live. A lot of them live on your couch eating scraps when they come through. That's just how touring comedians start out.
It's just the lifestyle.
It's the lifestyle, and if you want to pursue a career, you have to be okay with making certain concessions. I am not okay making those concessions. It is not something I've wanted for myself.
Nor am I.
You've been doing comedy for how long, Dusty?
It'll be 4 years next month.
Right.
Actually.
But you know what it takes to achieve that dream, and you have to wade through a lot of discomfort. Jack, I believe, is willing to do that.
Well, he's also capable. I don't think I'm capable of that.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like, I know I want to do it because when I sit back and think about it, right now, I have the easiest, best life that I could, I live with my parents. I could live there forever. I could live there till they die.
Right. They would be okay. They would never ask you to leave. They're fine with it.
They're so supportive. They're just like, it's like, all right, I can stay here. I can smoke pot in my parents' basement. Like, why ever would I leave?
Right.
Like, this is.
It is starting to sound like the path to hell, though, is paved with temptation. Like,
what's in the box?
What you should do, because you look like a child, is that you should have some sort of profile on the internet, right? And then you can have a adopted parents in New York. And you could do the exact same thing you're doing now.
Just raped by pedophiles. Great plan, Josh.
Hey, it's a rough road comedy.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You got to do what you got to do to make it.
That might
make
it more relatable. So I do want to find a sugar mama would be a perfect. Yeah, you're right.
That'll work.
I need to find a second mom. Maybe I'll try to split my parents up, convince my dad to have a midlife crisis, come on out to New York. He can marry someone or just live off of him.
Dusty?
He's got it all figured out, guys.
Dusty, what is your number one fear and the number one thing you are most excited about staying in Omaha? Same question, only.
So the thing I'm most excited about, the fact that there's no changes in my life. I guess I'm most excited about, same things that keep me excited today.
Coming on this show.
Listening to the Jimmy Curve every week. Hosting an open mic every week. Getting up and going to the same job and doing the same thing every day, every week. Like, just...
So monotony.
I'm just living the dream. It's just a different dream.
Let's be honest, you've been with Jack at a lot of those times at his parents' house, too. Sitting in the hot tub.
We've been together a long time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jack, it's... and I guess my number one fear of staying in Omaha is just, dying alone.
Check that box.
Yeah.
Are you concerned?
That's also my biggest fear. I'm changing mine. That's still my biggest fear.
Okay, so as you guys may or may not go, the titular graph of this show, did I say that right? The Jimmy Curve.
Did you say titular correct?
I just wanted to say titular.
I don't know what that means.
Title.
Oh.
Eponymous.
So this podcast's namesake.
Correct. Is a graph of my own design. It's a bell curve with intelligence on the x-axis and having your shit together on the y-axis. The idea being the smarter and smarter you get, the more in life you have your shit together. But at a certain point, you get too smart and your life starts falling apart and getting more chaotic. I'm just going to ask you guys this. Where do you place yourselves on the Jimmy curve? Or do you just not even accept it as...
I accept it.
Yeah. It makes sense.
As a theory, I accept it. And
it's not law yet.
No. I would say that you, Jimmy, I know you claim to be at the
I
apex.
am the nipple of the Jimmy curve.
Right. And I think that is...
Nipple.
Or the peak of the Jimmy curve, also known as the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I'm at the nipple of the titular Jimmy Curve.
I said what I meant to say.
No, I know.
I don't think that that's possible. So I think that that's the goal too.
The ultimate in having your shit together is a theoretical.
Yeah.
limit that cannot be reached.
The Christ.
That's
of
fair.
The Jimmy Carter.
That's fair.
I think everybody could be more intelligent and have their shit together more.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that I'm definitely not coming down the backside, but I'm climbing that hill at a steady pace.
You're right, like in the areola.
The areola.
Of the Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, you are a sweet spot suburbanite.
Yeah, I'm not right at the
crest.
I think the mathematical term is nipple, right?
Correct. That's
I'm
correct.
not quite at the nipple.
You're cresting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm close. Like
Jack?
I'm exponentially getting closer, but it's
I would say I'm not smart enough to be on the past the point. And I also would not say I'm smart enough to be up the hill that far. So wherever you put the dot where you don't really have your shit together and you're not super smart,
Yeah.
I'm smack dab right there.
You're climbing up the ladder. You're trekking up the mountain.
but I'm sort of like, I've peaked here. I started trekking up the mountain, and then I was lazy. It was a long way up. Why?
That's where like the third nipple is.
See, like I'm cutting through the tunnel and just going straight
You are
to the other
tunneling
side
through
of the
the Jimmy
Jimmy curve. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'll be too smart and chaotic.
There's just a constant line that cuts through a third of the way up to the Jimmy curve.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's called the Jack line.
The Jack Plateau.
Yeah, the Jack Plateau.
All right, awesome. Well, what we are going to do right now is we are going to take a phone call and speak to comedian Joey Zimmerman, who is on a tour.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Hey, hello. We are joined on the podcast by one Joey Zimmerman. Joey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm alive.
Alive.
Rats!
I'm alive.
Will is
I'm alive, and
yeah.
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
You are comedian Joey Zimmerman, and you are touring around the country doing comedy.
Yeah, I'm telling some jokes.
How has that been going?
Dude, it's been going pretty fun. But these today and tomorrow I was supposed to have these shows in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, but people there kind of dropped the ball on that. So I didn't have anywhere. I didn't have anywhere to go. Not anywhere. I had like a long gap in between, like this time. So then my last day in Austin, I just booked it straight 14 hours to Phoenix, where my buddy is. I'm crashing with him.
I've been hey, it's Vossler. What's up, man?
I know. I understand your voice.
Hey, this is Jack.
I know you. I feel Ryan Dow.
I'm also Vossler.
And Will Dow. There he is. Will hasn't said
I'm following you on Snapchat and
Gang's
watching
all
all your Snapchats, and I'm not gonna say it looks like you're doing a lot of fucking off, but it does look like you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. I'm fucking going on a lot of adventures.
Tell us one really exciting, awesome thing that's happened to you, and one really frustrating, disappointing thing that's happened to you.
Austin, Texas was really fun. I was on this show Friday night, hosted by Rob Gagnon, called Stone vs. Drunk vs. Sober. That's where
I'm going to guess you were sober.
Initially, yes, but then the Stone comic comes out, and he's like, "You want it?" I was like, "Totally."
Boy, it's really lucky that a willingly stoned Joey Zimmerman was just right there to run with that.
Yeah, dude, I fucking ran. It was funny. It was the first time, because sometimes I'm on stage, the audience is like, "Oh, maybe he's high." Like, I don't do a weed joke or something. They're like, "He might be high. I don't know." But like, I was advertised as being stoned at this show. This was like the first show. Everyone in the audience totally knew that. I was like, "Yeah, he's high."
Joey, I have news for you.
Well,
Audiences have known.
they've known.
This isn't the first time an audience have known you were high.
Well, they're like maybe like 80 or 90% sure.
There's a shadow of a doubt, is what he's saying. There's a
Okay.
shadow of a doubt.
No, there's not.
Yeah, sometimes they wear flower pants on stage.
Right, yeah.
The show is tight. Held kind of in like this backline in Omaha.
Yeah.
The backline is kind of in a room like that, like a little bigger.
Yeah,
like
the New Movement.
Went back a little bit farther. Yeah, the New Movement Theater, like
Oh, right.
9th and Lavaca. Yeah, so there's like 100 people, like 100 seats, I think, and then there's like standing room, like people were like standing.
Nice.
It was packed in there. It was cool. And I wore a dress.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I saw a picture of that.
I wore a dress.
Was that intentional, or did you just find yourself in a dress that day?
I was walking around, and I was thinking about my friends in this band they all wore dresses once when they performed.
Nice.
And I was like, I should wear a dress when I do my show.
Joey,
So
I wish I could give as few shits as you. You know what I mean?
Right, because we're all so concerned with our appearance.
Wear a dress, dude. Fucking just, and I didn't talk about it either. I just did a normal set.
Right. Well, the advantage,
I didn't make
Joey,
note of the dress at least at all.
Well, what's fortunate, Joey, is that like companies do make good-looking dresses that fit your figure. So
Oh, yeah, I have a good. That's what they said afterwards. They're like, that should be a thing, just like CrossFit men wearing dresses doing stand-up.
Yep, we need more of that.
Yeah, it's a very specific market that is not represented very
The
well
niche.
right now.
Eddie Izzard, the headline.
But yeah, that show, and then like the whole entity of Austin itself was like really cool. I had a lot of fun in that city.
Nice.
Austin has a really great comedy scene.
Did you go to Scottsdale?
Yeah, I'm in Scottsdale right now. That's where my buddy lives.
I heard since they made porn stars start wearing condoms in California, a bunch of them moved to Scottsdale and Miami. Those are the two places. Did you just run into any porn stars or anything?
Not yet, but I have been crushing the Scottsdale Tinder.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So probably.
So yes.
No,
So one of us is
check this
going to end up jerking off to Joey Zimmerman at some point. He
Again?
was on film at least once in one of those occasions.
Dude, pretty soon.
That's where he
Yeah,
got the
download
dress.
All right, guys. So if you want to find Joey Zimmerman, punch that name into Pornhub.com.
He'll be doing stand-up comedy in a number of
Search
positions.
Joey Zimmerman comedy, as to not be confused with the other Joey Zimmermans.
My friend told me about this funny thing on Pornhub. If you type in green screen,
Okay.
it's just people fucking in front of a green screen.
Hilarious.
Like, it's green, like no anything.
Like nothing playing on it?
Yeah, that's just green.
What's that? It's so that way you can take that footage and upload your own thing. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme a while back released all this footage of him saying all this stuff in front of a green screen and like doing like flying, jumping kicks and stuff.
So you
And
make your own Van Damme movie?
Here you go. So knock
Van
yourselves
Damme
out.
porn.
And it's like some people made some pretty cool stuff.
That's amazing. So Joey, what's coming up? If people want to find where you're doing comedy or follow you on tour, where can they go to find that stuff?
Oh yeah, they can check out my Tinder. No, dude, yeah.
Perfect.
They can check out my Twitter at Joey Zim, JoeyZimme.
Nice.
I realized today though, it's like spelled out like Joey Z, I'm me.
Ah,
Get
real
I realized that.
introspective.
So Vegas and then where?
And then I'm going to Zion National Forest for a week.
You're going
I'm
to
gonna
kill
go
there.
into
You're
the
going to
mountains
crush.
and find myself.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to be in Denver on June 17th, 18th, and 19th. And then I'll be back in Lincoln, Nebraska, Duffy's on June 21st, hosting the
Can't wait.
Father's Day dance.
Oh, fun.
Father's Day dance at Duffy's,
Wow.
played by musical acts, Izzy Dominguez and the bands I Forgot to Love My Father.
Now,
I will be there with my dad and we'll dance the night away together as
I-
father and son, the way God intended it to be.
The way God.
I assume you're choosing to interpret formal attire as a classy black.
Yeah, I might wear a nice tight pencil skirt. Who knows?
Awesome. Well, when you get back to Lincoln, stop in and say hi in person.
Hell yeah! I'll see you guys soon.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
No problem.
All right, Joey Zimmerman, everyone. All right, man. We'll talk to you later. It's the Note Card Game. Okay, so I wanted to play a game with you guys, since this is one of the exciting things about this episode is that, like, we've been through a bunch of guests that none of us really knew all that well. And now that I've got like really good friends on the show, this would be a fun time to play a game about me. So I just got invited to my 20-year high school reunion, which is, it's all of the terrifying and depressing things that you would expect that to be. But this is what I thought was interesting. So you guys are all really good friends of mine, but honestly, we haven't known each other that long. Like, Jack, you and I have probably known each other the longest of anyone here, and that's, what, 3 years?
Yeah, probably
maybe?
about 3.
Something like that. Like, Dusty, we've been really good friends for, what, 2.5 years, 2 years? A while. So here's the game. I'm going to ask a series of questions to the high school version of myself. And I need you guys to guess how high school Jimmy would respond to these questions. And then I am going to reveal, to the best of my knowledge, what I think I probably would have answered at the time. Now, again, I'm not super in touch with what I was like back then, but we'll do the best we can. Everybody on board? Any questions? So the first question...
is there a point system?
I'll award a point to whoever's closest to the actual answer.
Or is the winner just the first person to make you cry?
I'm going to award 2 points per question. 1 point to the person who is closest to the actual answer, and 1 point to the person who answers the answer that I most wish was true.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Or that I like the best?
That makes more sense.
Okay. The first question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? So you guys answer, where do you see yourself in 10 years the way you think that Jimmy 20 years ago would have answered the question, based on what you know of me today? Okay, so where do you see yourself in 10 years? Joshua Vossler, how would high school Jimmy have answered that question?
I put Jimmy robbing a bank.
Awesome. Will Doherty. And getting away with it.
Right, and getting away with it.
Will Doherty.
Having been dead for 6 years after dying in the 1999 apocalypse, years weren't meant to start with 2.
Yeah. Jack, where do I see myself in 10 years in high school?
Well, I wrote this as you talking. Well, I think ska's just gonna keep getting more popular. Hopefully I'll just be playing the bass in my sweet band and, having a good time.
Ooh, man, if I had said college, you would have won. But I was playing guitar in a rock band in high school, so close. Dusty.
I wrote, telling people how to do shit the right way.
Dusty gets a point because the actual answer is doing science in a lab coat somewhere.
The first answer I wrote down was simply running shit. I was like, I need to formulate that a little
No, I didn't think I would be running shit, but I did so in high school, I wanted to be a scientist. My first semester of college, I studied chemical engineering, and I don't know, I guess I didn't have any understanding whatsoever of what science was or how it worked. I just assumed you went to college for 4 years and then they handed you a lab coat and you did science. So that was my goal, but running shit's pretty good. I'll give Dusty 1 point. I'm also going to give Jack a point for getting close, for getting real close.
I got wrong school Jimmy.
Yeah, it was very
right
close.
Right Jimmy,
though.
wrong time.
You got late. You answered it as late 90s Jimmy.
Right.
That's right. That would have been Jimmy circa 99, 2000 would have said that.
Y2K Jimmy.
Right.
In fairness, as people who didn't, like you said at the beginning, haven't known you for that long,
yeah.
How could any of us predicted that in your own mind, your post-high school career was as science guy?
Yeah.
Like, you were like, okay,
right.
like, it's going to be
thought?
me and Bill Nye. Like,
yeah,
that's it.
I did. Who would have thought? Like, that's why this is a game and not just me telling you the answers.
In fairness, if we could just fill this show with a lot more science trivia, we'd be halfway there.
I would love that. Second question. Jimmy, in high school, what is your preferred after-school routine? When high school lets out, what does Jimmy like to do? If he had no other obligations or if he could just determine it himself, how would I spend my time? Okay. How does Jimmy spend an afternoon after school? We'll call it a Wednesday. Dusty Stehl.
4 to 5 o'clock, lift weights. 5:15, dinner. 6 o'clock, play guitar. 7:30, second dinner. 8:30, third dinner.
You're real close. Jack.
I like to go home, change into a different pair of gym shorts. Because God knows I wear them to school. And just practice my guitar for my rock band because I'm not going to be in a ska band for a couple more years.
Gym shorts were a lot shorter back then.
Will Doherty.
Masturbating, fatty food, masturbating.
Nope, super late bloomer. Joshua
And
Voss.
Will Doherty just read his itinerary from today.
Yeah.
I put doing my workout routine, which consists of only working out my right bicep for all that arm wrestling I'm going to do in college.
So also masturbating.
Almost no weightlifting or exercise for me in high school. That came much later.
But did you do anything to prepare yourself for all the arm wrestling you were going to be doing in college?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I
Good
forgot
close.
you were in an arm wrestling league.
Missed the mark.
The actual answer was, wait, why do you think I was in an arm wrestling league?
I don't know. I just feel like you were.
You have very strong-looking forearms.
I do. No, the actual answer is come home from school, watch TV, and snack from the fridge all night.
Ooh.
So Dusty was very close. I would occasionally play guitar in the middle of that. Specifically watching game shows and Star Trek The Next Generation.
Guys, you guys look like you're disappointed I'm getting all the points, but
Oh, no,
that
I don't.
just means I know Jimmy the most.
Yeah.
Like,
And therefore you're the real loser.
right.
Sorry.
That's what, yeah.
Okay, next question. What do you expect for yourself in the way of marriage and a family? High school Jimmy, what do you see in your future in terms of marriage and a family? Okay, what do I expect for myself in the way of marriage and a family? Who's got an answer? Dusty Stehl, what do you got?
Stay at home dad who has 0 kids.
right.
Which is basically your gig now.
It's my gig now, correct. Will Doherty, you got one?
Well, okay. I was giving you a lot of credit, Jimmy. This
Yeah.
is what I imagined 17-year-old Jimmy would have
Yep.
to say about marriage. I, for one, won't be getting married until we have marriage equality for all. We need to realize that we are all just people and that love knows no gender.
Oh, wow. That is not a thing I would have said back then at all.
Very hateful.
Well, I mean, it is a thing that I may or may not have believed, but super unassertive in high school. Jack.
Well, I don't really believe in marriage and family and that stuff, but if I meet the right girl who is cool with the lifestyle of a bass player of a super popular ska band that I think I want to form in a few years, I could see myself staying with her for a while, you know?
That's the answer to beat. Joshua Vossler.
I plan on owning a real doll and adopting at least 3 of Sally Struthers' starving kids, who I call my family.
Great answer, but Jack gets the point. Circle gets the square.
Yeah.
Jack Comstock gets the point there.
What was the real answer?
Never thought about it. Probably never get married.
At first I put just beating all the odds.
You got to give him a point for that.
Josh gets a point for that. That's good. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Okay. High school Jimmy. Let's go with 18-year-old senior in high school Jimmy. What are your 3 favorite beverages? Joshua Vossler, do you have an answer? My 3 favorite beverages.
I put Surge.
God damn it!
Coffee and the taste of my own sweat.
Will, what did you have?
I had Surge, because apparently we're really digging on some 90s references today.
Oh, see, you missed out on the Jolt Cola. That was the surge of the time. But yeah.
Really?
I still have time.
Okay. Well, just because I was getting my references wrong and my timing, I decided to go with Clear Pepsi and New Coke.
Awesome. Dusty.
I wrote Surge.
Are you serious?
Surge, Mountain Dew, and Mellow Yellow.
Okay.
Figure if I can get 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Jack Comstock.
I wrote Cactus Cooler.
What? I don't even know what that is.
It was sort of, I don't know. I just changed. I had Surge and I changed it
We all wrote
to
Surge.
something I knew
That is amazing.
as a kid. No, I didn't have Surge. I just was
Right.
being funny right there.
Right.
So, and it worked. So, 2 gas station ices, and I didn't have anything for
Two
the I assume.
gas station icy and gas station.
right. Okay. Will and Dusty actually both get a point because they both just listed 3 sodas. I've never had a Surge, but like right now, all I drink are coffee, water, and booze. None of the 3 of which I really ever drank in high school. It was mostly just Coke and juice. So, specifically Dr. Pepper, orange juice, and chocolate milk is what I
Mixed together?
all at once. Yeah.
Ugh.
Next question. This is a quick one. We don't even need to write this down if you don't. If you guys don't want to, we can. This is speed round. Speed question. We got 2 left. How do you feel about cats? Dusty, how did high school Jimmy feel about cats?
I feel that high school Jimmy would have hated all animals.
Jack?
Well, I could see living with the cat because chicks dig cats, and I think I'm going to need that help because my ska band has not lifted off quite as I imagined it would at this point.
Will?
I think high school Jimmy hates cats, but really it's just because he wanted a dog, and so he's resentful at everything because parents wouldn't let him have his dog.
Joshua?
The only reference to cats I enjoy is cat scratch fever.
I would have
man.
swore you were going to say pussy.
Will gets 2 points for getting that one word for word. For getting it word for word exact.
Yeah.
How high school Jimmy felt about cats. Okay, last question. High school Jimmy, what cool new technology or inventions are you looking forward to in the future? What awesome inventions, what cool new technology are you excited about experiencing in your next few years? What new inventions or technology is Jimmy most excited for in the future? Jack Comstock.
A new form of music that is really focused on, like, sort of a reggae-ish, I think.
But with horns?
Something, yeah, with horns, like a new music, like something like ska. Well, I just thought of that right now. I just thought of ska music, guys. The only thing I know about you, Jimmy, is that you, at one point in life, were in a ska band.
Dusty Stehl.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah! Awesome. Joshua Vossler.
I put the internet, or more specifically, internet radio.
Will Doherty.
There's going to be a brand new kind of handheld musical device. It can hold like nearly 2 Walkmans worth of music all on one machine.
Nice. Very cool. When I asked Mary this question earlier, she was like, yeah, it would be something for your car that can hold 20 CDs instead of 10, which is what I had at the time. The actual answer is the internet, which we will use for communication. It's a new thing at the time. Cell phones, which we will use to make phone calls, which is, well, I had a pager, at the time. The other stuff that we use a cell phone for, I thought would be done on whatever the newest, most badass calculator is. Because when I was in high school, the badass handheld technology was calculators at a TI-85, and it fucking blew everyone's mind.
Yeah, and you
It
could
was so badass.
You could program those to have like Super Mario Brothers on them.
Yeah, they were amazing. Like, and so I was like, dude, calculator technology is just gonna take off like a rocket.
And it did.
Nope.
It's gonna be amazing.
It took off like a car driving on a horizontal line because it's the exact same technology and it costs just as much.
Right. Yeah.
But one of those calculators is still like $150.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
How does that exist?
I don't know. It's amazing. But we did see him the other day. We were walking through a store, and I was like, it's a fucking TI-85. It's exactly the same as it was 20 years ago for the same price.
I have a TI-83 Plus in my drawer at work.
That's crazy.
I have a TI song on my playlist on Spotify.
All right, everybody. Thank you for playing the note card game. It's the note card game. Dusty and Will tied for the win with 3 points apiece. Congratulations, guys. Awesome. You guys ready to do some news, Josh?
Sure.
Want to riff on some news? Cool.
Joshua
Bustler news.
Everybody.
People get divorced for lots of different reasons, right? You know, the most common ones being cheating, money, meth addiction, and your mother-in-law, right?
Yep.
All right.
In that order.
But Prevention.com has collected information from various studies and has determined several other, like, weird factors for reasons why people get divorced. Would you like to hear some?
Yes.
Okay, one is a long commute. When one or more spouse travels 45 minutes or more each way, the rate of divorce gets higher.
Because you're just at home less. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because that would be an extra hour and a half that you're just not at home every day. So that makes sense.
No, I think it has more to do with it leads to resentment. Like, oh, we live so close to your job, you don't have to drive very far, but I'm the one that's sacrificing everything.
Could be. Yeah.
Or maybe it's just when there's a long commute, that means that there's like much more of a variable of when you might unexpectedly arrive at home.
Yeah.
Am I not close enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
What
go.
I'm saying is when there's a lot of variables in the commute, it's just more likely you're going to walk on somebody putting a thing in a place that you don't want to see.
Let's hear the rest of the list.
Peer pressure. People are far more likely to divorce if family members or close friends has done so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A daughter. For some reason, a couple whose first child is a girl is more likely to divorce. Actually, this is one of the weirdest ones that's counter to what you would probably assume. Equal chores. Maybe the most counterintuitive of the bunch. Couples who split the housework equally had higher divorce rates in a Norwegian study. Unequal drinking. Specifically, if a wife drinks more than her husband, it raises the odds of getting a divorce. Another is you're at a healthy weight. If your weight is under control, you're far more likely to file for divorce, according to a 2013 study from the online service of My Divorce Partner.
Will is in the happiest marriages of marriages right now.
Yeah, so, I'm excited because, like, so far I'm guilty of none of these. None of these apply to me.
Those are the
I feel
most
like
interesting ones.
you could just say anything at this point. Like, when one person gardens more, that causes more divorce. If there is a pool, that causes more divorces.
Well, I think a lot of the stuff on that list was like, if you are young and attractive and like to drink, you might get divorced.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of that said, which makes sense.
Yes, just the national rate of divorce forever is just way higher now. So,
Well, I mean, what it implies
you're
is that
probably getting a divorce no matter what.
what it implies is that a lot of people might be staying together because they don't think they can do any better.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like, oh no, divorce is this failure. Like, no, like, if you're at a healthy weight, you're more likely to get divorced because you believe that there's anything else for you.
Well, yeah.
You feel that you have a higher probability of being able to get tail if you wanted to.
I'd like to see the economic study. Like,
Tail.
if you're worth a certain amount of money, you're far more likely to get divorced.
Well, no, I mean, the one that's finally going to be the one that should put a little bit of fear into your heart was this is the one that I read a long time ago that made me was like, oh, I'm fucked. Which is that specifically in instances where women make more money than men, the probability of divorce gets higher. On like a linear graph, the more that disparity, the larger that disparity.
Well,
is.
once again, that's just one person feeling independent of the other. Like the things that make you want to stay married are either a lack of a desire for independence or the lack of believing that there is more independence for you.
Well, I think that linear or that line eventually drops off and forms a bell curve to where at a certain point where she makes so much more money than you that your number is 0. I feel like that raises the chance of that decreases the chance of divorce.
Jack is banking on using that to survive in New York.
It's similar to the Jimmy curve.
The graph that you have just described would baffle any mathematician.
I'm looking for it.
Boom, nailed it.
Yeah. I mean, like
you can edit that out, right?
Yeah. Like, if you don't have to work, you're gonna stay.
No, it is true. One of the
you think Jimmy's gonna divorce it?
Fuck no.
The number is big enough that it's like, oh, I don't even have to have a number.
But I think the idea is that at a certain point, there are very few people who are willing to stay in a relationship like the one I am in.
Yeah. You mean on the other
not
side?
me. I mean like
Yeah,
Mary. Like
yeah.
there are very few people who are willing to do what Mary does, which is like work while your husband doesn't have a job. That's very, very uncommon. She happens to be fine with it. Like it's, it's not some kind of trick. Like she just likes her life. And that's fine. But I think most people, male or female, when you're like making all the money and the other person isn't doing shit, unless there are kids to keep you together, why would you stay together?
True.
Unless you're like, I don't know, in love with each other. But what the fuck is that? Like, how often does that even happen?
Not real.
Love is a farce.
Yeah, it's working out for me, but got a sweet podcast out of the deal.
All right. You know what words are like? Words are like religion. We just make it up. You know what I mean? And then we convince it's a real thing, and then we put it in a book. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Flanoggle, bruh.
Yeah. Merriam-Webster's dictionary has added 1,700 new entries, and many revolve around online words, the online world. Here are 8 to 9 examples. I don't know how many put on here.
I want to hear all
along with
1,700.
the official definitions from Merriam-Webster's dictionary. The first one is WTF.
That's not a word.
I know. I don't understand. But they put it in there. WTF is in the dictionary.
Right.
And we all know what that means. Mm-hmm. And the other one, the next one, NSFW.
Not suitable for work.
All right. It's also not a word.
Yeah, so now they're just putting acronyms?
Right.
And I thought an acronym had to be something that you pronounce. Like it was like formed.
So, yeah, those are abbreviations, technically.
Right. Yeah.
No, acronym is just, you can say the letters.
All right.
Clickbait. Do you know what clickbait is?
Yeah.
Clickbait's in there now. Jegging. Do we know what jegging is?
Jeggings are pants, are jeans that are leggings.
Tricking someone into thinking that your tights are pants.
Yeah,
that's called jegging someone. Yeah. Oh, wait, maybe
I thought that was denim. It's not. It's a stretchy material.
I think jegging is when you insult a woman's pants to lower her self-esteem to make her more accessible. It's like pants negging. Jegging.
You'd be jeans negging.
Yeah.
Jeans negging.
This next one's actually 2 words, which do they do that, I guess? Net neutrality is now in there. Vocal fry. This one's kind of weird. Boss hog. I don't know.
Yeah! I sent that in.
I learned that one from Jack Comstock.
What else are they adding? Hello, everybody? That one getting added?
Right, guys?
They didn't enter boss hog. They entered boss hog.
Boss hog.
And photobomb and emoji are now in there.
Those are
good.
I hope terms.
Like photobomb is just 2 other words.
It's spelled
Yeah.
as one word. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
I thought it was dumb. That's why I picked it.
my wonderful and supportive wife, Mary, has a linguistics degree, and we have had this discussion many times where she claims that, like, what determines whether or not a thing is a word is whether or not a lot of people are saying it. And that's just really all there is to it. So, like, if a lot of people start saying that WTF is a word, then it's a word. And there's no technical way to argue with it because words are determined by how people communicate with each other.
Well, and if you're looking at it,
Is that, do I have that right, Mary? Got that right?
'cause
Double
if you
thumbs up.
I mean, you're typing WTF,
Right.
and so if you ignore the fact that you need vowels for a real word, and that
Right,
anything's
right.
abbreviated, looking at it, it's a word right there.
And
WTF, mate. That's like 2 words.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, no one's ever going to convince me, ever in my life, that WTF is a word. But
Yeah.
that just makes me a stubborn old man. That seems like a pretty good place to wrap it up today. We've got a lot of content here. I feel pretty good about this one. You guys feel pretty good about it? Anything else you wanted to really squeeze in that I didn't give you a chance to? Should we do some
dick.
edit point?
He said squeeze in, as in
Yeah.
tight fit.
Yeah.
Let's do some plugs.
It's yours.
Let's plug some stuff coming up. Let's start with the Missing Kitten Show. Tell us all about it. Tell us where we can find it, who we're going to see.
Tuesday, June 9th at the Pizza Shop Collective in historic Benson, Nebraska. 8 o'clock. It's a free show. It's Jack's last Missing Kitten show.
Really good pizza.
Great
Yes.
pizza. And
Well,
see, I'll be hosting that show. Who else we got on there?
we'll have Georgia Ray Comstock from Denver now. Omaha to Denver, back to Omaha, but only visiting. Nick Dean also, same boat. Winslow Dumaine will be there. Brad Stewart. I think that's everyone.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all the.
That's probably it.
Oh, Jimmy Putnam is also going to be making a guest appearance. There's also probably someone else that I'm forgetting. 'Cause
Stephen Michael Smith.
Stephen Michael Smith will be on it. No wonder easily forgettable.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, probably.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else coming up you want to plug?
I'll be at the Funny Bone June 28th or 25th through the 28th.
Sweet.
That'll
Who's
be,
the headliner?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're hosting.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll
Go-
be the host.
Go see Jack at the Funny Bone. Your last chance to see him tell some jokes before he abandons the Midwest
Yeah.
for less green but brighter pasture, but
Yeah,
more
maybe more concrete.
more concrete future.
Future?
There we go.
Oh.
Oh, we did it, Jack. We did it. We're high fiving.
Boom, nailed it.
Will, what do you have coming up?
Well, I was gonna ask Jack Comstock to do the Will Doherty Loves Company show this month before he leaves, but apparently he's gonna be at the Funny Bone on Saturday. I have nothing. That's what I'm getting at.
You got the Will Doherty Loves Company show coming up.
Yeah, at like the end of the month. Don't put this out there. They don't
Google
need to
that. Whatever.
advertise it.
Joshua Vossler.
I'm going to be opening for Darren Meyer at the Sunset Bowl and Lounge in York, Nebraska at 9 p.m. on Friday.
A bowling alley show? That sounds awesome, man. It'll be a rowdy crowd, but if you can control them, it'll be awesome, I bet.
Dude,
That's all I have. That's why I'm reading
Yeah, I
it.
just checked
That's
my
awesome.
calendar. I have nothing the rest of this month. Missing Kitten, open mic, that's it.
Yeah, so come see us on Stuff Live. You'll have the chance. Thank you guys for listening. And please, again, if you could take 30 seconds to, help us out a little bit, write a positive review on iTunes, click 5 stars. That go a long ways toward helping out the show. So thank you guys very much. Thank you to our guests for sitting in with us today and being super funny as they always are.
Thanks, Jimmy, for setting me up to be really, really funny.
That's what I do,
know
man.
that's-
I'm
you
the
did a
point
really
guard.
Good job. You set it up, and I knocked it down right
Yep.
there.
There are
you
5
know?
of us here. I'm the point guard.
Yeah.
I feel like if we were a basketball team of comedy, what position would you be playing, Jack?
Shaq.
Po-
I'd be playing Shaq.
Back to the basket center.
Yeah,
Good.
sure.
Dusty Stell.
Oh, I'm the two guard.
Two
Just
guard.
cranking trays, man.
Cranking the tray. Joshua Vossler.
Huh?
He's the European power forward.
He just got subbed out of the game.
Yeah.
Will Doherty.
I was gonna give myself Tony Kukoc, but I feel like that was what you just described.
You could play a stretch 3.
Yeah, Tony Kukoc was a stretch 4.
Yeah.
So Joshua Vossler, the foreign small forward. Josh is playing hockey. Like it doesn't. So it's different. So 4.
Could I would like to, as we're wrapping this up, I'd like to debut my new catchphrase.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, not having it.
I wouldn't say it like that. But
Well, it's my catchphrase. I can say it however.
you can say it bad. Yeah, you can say it bad.
Yeah, I can say it bad. I can.
Thanks a lot, guys, for co-host Joshua Vossler.
Goodbye, everybody.
Sidekick Will Doherty.
Right, guys?
Special guest and soon-to-be expatriate Jack Comstock.
Mouse hog.
And Dusty Stell.
Thanks.
Boom, nailed it.
Nailed it.
And German podcast reviewer Sebastian Schneider.
Schroeder.
Schrodinger.
Schroeder.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for listening, and good night.